Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to the United Stand. I'm Mark Goldbridge and we're live for our first Manchester United game of 2024. I think that's right. It is right. It definitely is right. It was New Year's Eve. It was New Year's Day a week ago and we haven't played this year. So look, we will get straight into the team news, but welcome to the Members Club. Neil Radcliffe, you are a legend of the chat. Get your badge in. Thank you very much for your support on the United Stand this year, and you can do that by joining the clicking the join button. But we've also had our first super chat coming in literally now. Z3 Music Official says, "For the love of all things holy, why is he starting that midfielder again?" I think we know he's talking about Scott of McTominay. Look, the team is interesting. It is interesting. Let me get it straight up on the screen for you, and as you can see there. Manchester United starting with Onana in goal. I mean, I think this is incredible. I think this is absolutely incredible. You've got to be careful what you say because people say if you've got an opinion on Onana, you're a hater. That couldn't be further from the truth. But I find this absolutely incredible. I mean, what is it about this goalkeeper that means he has to play every minute? I mean, the last time I checked, we're not in Europe because of him. And I saw Ramsdale playing in the FA Cup for Arsenal. I'm pretty sure Edison didn't play for Man City at the weekend either. I don't understand why we've bought Binder and he hasn't played a minute yet, and yet we've played in 4 competitions. I do not understand it. I don't understand why Onana, we even want him to stay for the Spurs game. I find it absolutely incredible, really, if I'm being completely honest. And I don't really understand it, other than, you know, it's up to the manager and he must do what he sees fit. Very happy about the front three. I think, you know, Wigan or not, playing Højlund, Rashford and Garnacho with Bruno is a very intelligent thing to do with Spurs coming up at the weekend. I completely agree with that. Look, the back 4 is probably a good idea because one thing I would say is that you don't want to invite any shocks in this game. There is a lot of youth players on the bench, which is absolutely fine. Let's get the game won, and then when we're 3 or 4-0 up, we can make some subs and get some youth on. But we're not in a good enough place as a team to start playing the youth. I know I was listening to the fan forum, and I know that there was a little bit disappointment that Ahmad wasn't involved. I don't think Ahmad's even on the bench. I'll go through the bench for you in a moment, but I actually sort of understand what Ten Hag has done there in relation to not picking any young players, you know, debutants, etc., because we are shit this season, and you know, we've got to be very, very careful. Ahmad isn't on the bench. It's Hugo, Sheretire, Pelestri, Hannibal, Forson, Kamwala, Bennett, Heaton, and Binder. So yeah, that's where we are with that. Yeah, either way, I think that I don't know what the situation is with Ahmad. Really, but I definitely think that. He's right not picking the youth players because it's such an important game that United get win. Binder must be thinking, get me out of this club, says Tomo. Look, Erik Ten Hag's a very stubborn coach. I still back him. I know a lot of you do. I know some of you don't. I still back the manager, but I find his stubbornness very frustrating. That's all I will concede to those people who say, why do you still back him? He still massively frustrates me with his stubbornness. I think he was way too stubborn to drop Rashford. I know he did it in the end, but he took too long. I think his stubbornness around McTominay is nauseating. And, you know, this is I know Eriksen's ill. Another player ill, by the way. Another player ill. Eriksen's ill. Anthony's injured. We haven't played in over a week. I mean, I don't get what goes on behind the scenes at this club. Anthony is under scrutiny big time. He's massively under scrutiny. And at the end of the day, you know, he's injured again. And this seems to be the problem with Manchester United. You can never fully think a player can turn it around because one day they're ill, one day they're injured. It's so difficult. Anyway, we've got the FA Cup 4th round draw happening right now. Do you think Onana and McTominay would start for Liverpool, says Ajit? I don't think they'd start for Luton. I think Garnacho is the best in the team, but I don't even think he should start. We need to rest these players and give others a start, says Hasha. No, we need to win this game. I think we're going to disagree on that. I definitely think you've got to go strong. If he drops him, he won't get back in. That's why he won't drop him. And then it's an admission his signing is a potential failure, says Chris Richards in relation to Onana. Pellistri should have started over Rashi, Hannibal over McTominay, Willie over Evans, and not starting Binder is criminal, says Araki. And also, Mark, the bench is rubbish, and what has Martial been out for ages, says Dylan. Yeah, he ain't ill. Martial's not ill, Dylan. Martial's not been ill for weeks, in my opinion. Player power again, Mark. Onana has some sort of power over Ten Hag, says Roberto. Well, I'll keep you up to date with the draw because we're in the draw, even though we're not in the draw, if you know what I mean. But we are in the draw. We are in the draw, but we're not through into the 4th round yet because we've got to win this game. Mark, is Onana for Ten Hag similar to how Harry was for Oli? He was the signing that Ten Hag must make work. If Onana fails, Ten Hag fails. Thoughts? Yeah, I get that, Lee. I get that. But you don't need to pick him in the FA Cup. Like, we know that Ten Hag wants Onana to succeed, and Onana can succeed without picking him in every bloody game. It's the FA Cup. Give the new guy... We bought a goalkeeper for a considerable... for a backup goalkeeper. We spent 3, 4, 5 million on him. He's not played a minute of competitive football for Manchester United, and he's been here since the summer. That is, in my opinion, that is wrong. We are playing Wigan Athletic in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. Play the goalkeeper that you bought into the club. But your obsession with Onana is weird. Oh, please don't go. Please, babe, I love you so, and I don't want you to go. Please don't go. Don't go. Don't begging you to stay. I've got to go. I've got to go and play in the AFCON. Don't go till the day before. I'm begging you to stay. Please don't go. It's weird. I don't get it. The perfect opportunity. Salah was playing a friendly for Egypt yesterday. Mo Salah, Liverpool's best player, one of the best players in the world, is playing a friendly for Egypt yesterday, I believe, when Liverpool were playing a cup game against Arsenal. We've got Onana staying back to play Wigan and also to play the day before. But, it is what it is. I don't really get it. But the draw is taking place. Player power again, we've done that one. Thank you very much. And also, if you drop... Okay, we've got that one. Binder must be thinking, get me out of this. I've done that one as well. Zona, thanks for your super chat. Welcome to Members Club. Tom Young, thank you very much for joining the Members Club. Appreciate that. Just keeping an eye on Man United. We're number 20, so I'm just going to tell you when we come out. How people still back this manager is beyond me, says Daniel. His favouritism and team selections are worse than Ollie's with terrible football. Pathetic. What's your score prediction, Sean? 4-0. 4-0 to Manchester United. I want a home draw here as well. The FA Cup is massively important to us, so I want a home draw. I'm just keeping an eye. We're not out yet. If we lose, I don't know what. Don't want to say it, but maybe Ten Hag is not the right person. Jose, if we lose tonight, I don't really know what to say. We won't lose tonight. I've already tweeted a Wigan fan to go to bed early because they're not beating us tonight. Evening, Mark. Looking forward to Erasmus Brace. Thank you very much, Dara. Where's Diallo, says Graham. I don't actually know where Diallo is, actually. Ahmad, I don't know where he is at all. Roberto, we've done that. I just want to catch up on your super chats. I see Pellistri at Man City in a couple of years. I think he's got the potential to be a younger Bernardo Silva, says Jack. I have said that before, didn't I? Mark, I think Ten Hag is scared like Ollie was and he's playing his favourite, says Mario. I've done my score prediction from Sean McGowan as well. Michael Saddle says, I enjoy a nice chicken mushroom pie. Great. Did we find out what Dylan said to his mate's mum? Says Zach. No, we never did. We talk about player power all the time, says Space Oddie. What's going to happen with likes of Onana in the future when they never get dropped? Eric Ten Hag is creating more player power. Marky liked the team, but Scott out and Binder in, please, as Man United fan for life. We're still not out of the draw yet. Marvel and James Burney, thank you very much for joining the Members Club. You are legends. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. I'm just waiting for Man United to come out here. I want a home draw. I'm going to focus on this now. I'm going to focus on this. So Sheffield Wednesday, I wouldn't mind them away from home. Let's have a look. No, we're not getting them. That's number 27. So that's Coventry City. I'm just going to focus on the draw here. It's an important time. Netflix and Chilwell says, my New Year's resolution is Ten Hag to stop being so stubborn. I like him, but he's like a child who cries if he doesn't have his favourite crisps. JJJ says, Scooby has Eric Ten Hag by his footballs. Tony Trevors, thank you very much. We don't want Chelsea, and we haven't got Chelsea. That's a good draw for us. Chelsea got Aston Villa. That's a good draw for us. Get as many big teams out as possible. Mark, I think just think about it. You were singing in front of 22k viewers. That is more than Happy Mondays have at most shows, says Gummy. I never think of it like that. Sully says, Mark was chatting with a friend the other day and he brought up the idea of United going for Weston McKennie. He can play any position in the midfield and has really turned his career around at Juventus, says Sully. And Arna is playing friendly now against Wigan, says Addy. And thank you very much to Zona for your super chat. Right, we're still not out the draw here. Ipswich have gone and got Maidstone. That's a good result for Ipswich. Liverpool have come out. If we pull out Liverpool, I'm walking out. If we get Liverpool, I'm fucking walking out. The balls are hot. If this is 20, oh, thank God for that. It's Norwich. Oh, I was going to lose it then. If we'd have got Liverpool, players get ill, but Ten Hag doesn't, says the fuzzy one. 2 goalkeepers on the bench as well, says Tony Trevors. Number 7, Tottenham. We don't want Tottenham. We don't bloody want Tottenham. We don't want Tottenham. Number 20 we are. Oh, 21. Ahmad's out with illness. Is there a massive flu bug at Carrington? I'm from the US. Well, we've had it for about 6 weeks. We've had illness going around Old Trafford for 6 weeks. Spurs have got Man City. That's another good draw as well. That's another good draw. So Chelsea Villa, Spurs Man City. Who do we want? I want Newport. Newport or Eastleigh at Old Trafford so we can batter them like a fish. Leeds, don't want them. Plymouth, that's good. We don't want Newcastle and we don't want Brighton. We want Newport and Eastleigh. 17, Crystal Palace Everton. Don't want that. Don't fancy that. Don't fancy Goodison Park Everton in the FA Cup. Number 1, Luton or Bolton. That'll do. That'll do. So we're down to the final 6 here. We could get Newcastle. We could get Brighton. We could get Fulham. We need a bit of luck in the draw here. 31. Now, I'll have this. I'll have this. I'll love this. Newport or Eastleigh. Come on, Gary Mabbott. Come on, number 20. Come on, this is what we want. Get it out. Come on! Come on! Yes! 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 Get in! Get in! Get in! We're gonna win the cup! We're gonna win the cup! We're gonna win the cup! And now you're gonna believe us, and now you're gonna believe us, and now you're gonna believe us! We're gonna win the cup! We're on the march with Eric's army! We're all going to Wembley and we'll really shake them up when we win the FA Cup because United are the greatest football team. No, we'll only be in the 5th round. That's a great tie. That's a great tie. I love it. I love that. That's put a smile on my face. Oh, Newport or Eastleigh. I don't know. Where are they? Who are you? 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 I think Newport County are probably from Wales. And I think Eastleigh are from Norwich. I don't know. They're probably London. We're in London, aren't we? We're in London. What a draw. That's a cracker. That's like winning the game before you've won the game. That's a cracker. Love it. Absolutely love it. I mean, what league are Newport County in? Oh, love 2024. It's getting better and better. Newport County are 18th in Football League 2. Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. And Eastleigh are non-league. Eastleigh are... No, they're not. What league are you in, Eastleigh? You are. You are. What they are? They play in the FA Trophy. What league are you in? Who are you, Eastleigh? Eastleigh FC are... I'm just about to find them on a map. You are near Southampton. They're near Southampton, and they are playing. They're in the National League. They're a mid-table National League side. So we've basically got one of the worst teams in the Football League or a mid-table National League team next. Don't worry, Anana will definitely play in that. Can you come back from the AFCON early? Can you come back from the AFCON early? We're playing Eastleigh. We need you. Yeah. Cue the disgraceful title when we lose to Christopher. Come on. You got to have some faith in your team. We'll look right, Prats, if we lose this tonight, says Mario. Weston McKennie isn't that good, not even our best midfielder. Tyler Adams is by far almost kept Leeds up, says X. Ahmad's out with illness. Yeah, okay. Right, let's get back to the chat. He'll have a smile on his face tonight, Ten Hag, if he knows who Newport County is. Right, let me talk to you about the starting lineup then. Man United have had a brilliant draw in the next round, by the way. Newport County or Eastleigh. Lovely stuff. It's away from home, Isaac, but they might ask to change it. They might ask to change it because it's, you know, they may well do it. Is it snowing, Mark, where you live? I can give you the quick answer to that. Snowing? No, all right. No, it's not. There's no snow. There's no snow. Yeah, it's yeah. I hate Wigan with a passion. I beg we don't lose, says Lysan. We're not losing tonight. We're not losing tonight. But look, in relation to the team, Newport is in Wales. I live about 30 minutes away, says Rebecca. There you go. Get your tickets. Get your tickets. I think that it's really interesting how he's gone with this team tonight. I'm really excited to see Rasmus, Garnacho and Rashford. Even if we win 6-0, of course, it doesn't change the past of how crap we've been this season. But what it does do is it might give them some confidence. I don't really want to see us taking players on and shooting from distance. I'd like to see some, you know, movement. I'd like to see some crosses into the box. It's a really good opportunity to do that tonight. So I'm happy with the front four. I'm happy with Mainu. McTominay, I mean, Eriksen's ill, so who would you play? Amrabat's injured. I don't really know what you'd do other than play McTominay. I mean, from the bench, from what I recall, I don't even think there's anything on the bench that you would do, if I'm being completely honest. Let me have a quick look. Well, you could have played Hannibal. Yeah, you could have played Hannibal there. I suppose that would be preferable. But look, he lives up the arse of McTominay for some reason. I don't know what McTominay has at that club. Maybe he's got shares in the club. I don't know because, you know, we're losing. He brings him on against Forest and he costs us the game. He's been shit all season. But the reality is McTominay will play well tonight. I reckon McTominay will score tonight because he can hang around the penalty box. He doesn't need to do any defending because Wigan are crap. He'll hang around the penalty box and he'll probably score a couple of goals. And the McTominay fan club will be telling us for the next 2 months just how good he is again. Because that's what happened after Brentford. He'll hang around the penalty box. He'll score a couple of goals. Everyone will be going McTerminator, and we'll have to put up with him in the team for the next couple of months. So I think that's what'll happen. The back four picks itself. Varane, Evans makes sense. Let's get the game won. Wan-Bissaka and Dalot. I don't think we've got any other options. And as I've spoken already about Onana, I mean, I like Onana, but the bottom line is he shouldn't be playing this game. Whether you like Onana or not, he shouldn't be playing this game. There's literally no justification for it. It doesn't make any sense. Even if you're in the Onana fan club, even if you think he's been unlucky, even if you think he's adjusting, even if you think he's going to be a success at United, which I still think he can. I'm not writing Onana off. I've seen goalkeepers start off badly at United and do well. De Gea started off badly and did well. Onana could still be a really good goalkeeper for Manchester United. It matters not. He shouldn't be playing tonight. You've got a new goalkeeper that's not played 1 minute of professional football for Man United. It's an absolute farce that you haven't played him. And He's going to play in the next round anyway, because Onana's not going to be here. All right, keep Onana for the Spurs game. I think it's a bit weird, but you know what? It's Spurs. But tonight, Bienda should play, because he's going to play against Eastleigh or Newport anyway. So tonight he should play. Tonight it makes no sense, in my opinion. But, you know, Ten Hag is very stubborn. Tottenham versus Man City, fourth round thought, says Little Dragon. Look, Tottenham, Man City, Chelsea, Villa. Do. Another one bites the dust. And another one down. Well, by the time we're in the fifth round, either Tottenham or Man City will be out, Chelsea or Villa will be out, and Arsenal are already out. So by the time we're in the fifth round draw, half of the top six will be out of this cup, at least. Bring it on. This is how you win the FA Cup. Let everybody else knock everyone out and then get easy games to the final. I'm loving it. Because in the FA Cup, I remember in the FA Cup in '99, we got Liverpool in the third round. You know, you can get Arsenal are out because they played Liverpool. If Arsenal were playing Wigan, they'd still be in it. The luck of the draw. We need it. He needs it. Anthony Taylor is the ref tonight, says Thomas. No VAR tonight as well. Have some of that. No VAR. Amrabat is at the AFCON right now, says Kevin. So Amrabat's gone to the AFCON when we're short in midfield, but Onana's staying back when we've got a goalkeeper. Newport, County or Eastleigh, if they balls it up tonight, it would be a disgrace. Couldn't have got a better draw, says Martin. Hi, Marco. I'm watching from Newport and my nan loves your show, says Dawn. Big up your nan, Dawn. Not in that way, but you know what I mean. Scott says, 23 months a member. Keep it up, Mark. Let's get a win tonight. Thank you, Scott. I want Ineos to inquire about why did that Kim Min-jae deal fall through. There's no reason they deal should have gone through, says Crystal. I'm in a good mood tonight. No, I'm in a good mood tonight, says Joe. I am in a good mood tonight. And Catherine says, I hope it's Eastleigh. It's just down the road from me. We will call it Beastly Eastleigh because it's a bit of a shithole. Thank you, Catherine. Not my words, Catherine's words. Sounds like Eric Ten Hag has a cold. No wonder the players are ill, says Jack. And I know it's only Wigan, but with McTominay in midfield, I see an MK Doms sort of game all those years ago, says Barry. Swain says, Glory, Man United. Thank you very much for your super chats and welcome to the new members on the show as by the way. If you want to be a member and get your badge in and support the channel, thank you very much for doing that. Like Chris the Red who says McCasper. Thank you very much for your super chats as well. I'm excited about this because you know what? In the FA Cup, I've changed my mind. I'm a hypocrite. I used to want to play the hard games. I used to say, you only learn about yourself when you play the hard games. At the moment, we're so shit, I want to play Newport County every week. I want to play Wigan. You know, if we can get through that, I hope Maidstone beat Ipswich and I'll play them in the fifth round. I just want the easiest path to the final. I want to scam the way to the final and somehow win the FA Cup and salvage something from an absolute shithole. I feel that with United's season now, it's like digging around with your gloves on in a load of shit, trying to find some treasure. And if we can pull out a gold ring, I'll take it. Harry Thackham says, how fuming would you be if Wigan won tonight? It's not even in my head, mate. You know what? It's not even in my head. I'm not even there. That doesn't exist. We better win tonight as I'm sick and tired of this piss poor performances, says John. Are players really missing out on a game because they have the sniffles, says Times End. Bradley Norman, welcome to the Members Club. Ten Hag played Casemiro's second leg of the Carabao Cup when we were 3-0 up. It hurts me, a good coach that makes decisions like this. Even if you don't rate the second goalkeeper, give Onana a break. Look, Shahin, I think we've said our piece on that. To not play the goalkeeper tonight was stupid. You've already got Onana for the Spurs game. Play the reserve goalkeeper. Can you say happy birthday to my dad, Andy, says Chris Roberts. He was the one that introduced me to you. Love the channel. Keep it up. Love from Thailand. Happy birthday to Andy. Hope you're doing well. Eric Ten Hag was always a coach dropping underperformers last year, but this thing with Onana is simply unfair to the second goalkeeper, says Giannos. Thank you very much for all that. Look, I think Wigan will be up for it. Look, let me be fair to Wigan. Mal has been a member for 16 months, by the way. Thank you very much. Are Wigan any good, says Merck? No, they're in League One. So it goes Premier League, Championship, League One. And they are mid-table. So they're not very good, no. But what they will do is they will create a situation where it's volatile. The crowd will be up for it. We've took 8,000 fans here, by the way. So for us, it will be very, very vocal as well. They will be up for it. And they'll give it a go, and they'll be physical, but technically it should be quite easy for us. But, you know, I've gone 4-0. I can tell you many United stand members have gone for 1-0 and 2-0. That's how low their confidence is. Rohan says, let's just get it done tonight and look to win this cup, says Rohan. Thank you very much. Hi, Goldbridge. Any chance of some new member badges for the long-term United stand members past 24 months milestone? Big respect, mates. This is your boy Calv. I don't think I'll look into that, but I think once you hit 6 months, the badge just stays the same anyway, but we can redo them. Wigan against Newport will be a crazy game, says KFG. You can have 2 of them. You can have 2 of them, KFJ. And hi, Mark. My puppy gets Woody when I come home. I Googled it and the results are only reversed. People get Woody from their puppy. What side do you want? BK, I don't know what that's all about. Ali Brown, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Players are just coming out. By the way, this game doesn't kick off till 8:15. I should have said that. Very weird. Hi, Mark. My granddad, who introduced me to you, United passed this morning after a long battle with cancer and dementia, hoping for a win today in his memory, says Tom. Really sad to see that, Tom. And obviously thoughts with you and your family. And rest in peace to your granddad. And yeah, come on. You know, United, let's go get a good result tonight. Let's just, you know, win tonight. You've got an even easier game in the next round, and you're into the 5th round, which is the round before the quarterfinals. So, you know, we're deep into the tournament. Let's go and get it done. I don't know anything about Wigan. I suppose that's part of the excitement. There'll certainly be a crowd out there looking to give it some. But bring it on. Bring it on. Let's go and get the result. I fancy McTominay to score. I think it's exactly the sort of game that he will score and people will go, oh, look how good he is. I think that's exactly on the cards. But to be honest, I don't really care. There's a big game at the weekend, isn't there? We better win now that you've celebrated the draw, says Asher. And if we play well today, Ten Hag won't stop talking about it, says Olad. I stayed up until 6 a.m. for this. Need the win for my mental health. Says, why would you stay up till 6 a.m.? Like, I get up at 6 a.m. some days. Why would you not just go to bed and get up at 6? Anyway, we will win the cup in the ping pong ball, says Thomas. I think he's talking about the draw there. Thanks everyone for tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. The Night Stands live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. And we are only 300 subscribers away from 810,000 subscribers. On the road to 2 million, hopefully this year. So please do subscribe and get involved with the channel, you legends. Lots to look forward to in 2024, hopefully. Premier League title for Man United, that's not happening. Champions League for Man United, that can't happen. FA Cup for Man United, that's about as good as it gets because we can't win the Carabao Cup either. So the only trophy we can win in 2024, I don't want to depress you, but the only trophy Man United can win in 2024 is the FA Cup. So let's go do it. And also, if you're feeling a little bit depressed about McTominay starting or you think Binder deserves to start, put this in your pipe. 2 weeks ago at this time, it was Christmas Day night. That feels ages ago. I've played the game. That feels like a long time ago. 2 weeks ago tonight, it was Christmas Day night. Amazing. Sir Jim says, what about the Charity Shield? You probably are, Sir Jim, if you think the Charity Shield's a trophy. Swivel on your Charity Shield. I know it's for charity, but you can shit on it. You can shit on your shield. Hi, Mark. Can you call my brother Cameron a prat? Says Dominic. You're a prat, Cameron. Well, look, this is United's first game of 2024 as well. Let's bring it on. Let's do it. Shabba. As for the illnesses going, there was a good question about illness going round Manchester United. Man United have had an illness going round their club for years, but no, they've had an illness, a sickness bug, or I don't think it's a sickness bug. I know what it is. It's like sore throat, temperature, etc. Probably COVID. Let's be honest. They've had that going round the club for about 7 weeks. I don't think another club would have that. I don't know why United. We had this with COVID, really, though, didn't we? We remember we had to have a game cancelled as well because of it. So we are unable. Our fitness department is really bad. We're really shit at dealing with these sort of problems. So You know, Rashford's been ill. Martial was ill. Rasmus was ill. There's a lot of players that have been ill. And it's very frustrating. And Sabitzer, not Sabitzer, Ericsson is the latest one to catch it. Bruno's ready to kick the game off here. Referee is Anthony Taylor. There is no VAR. So the game should run quickly and smoothly. I love it when there's no VAR. I bloody love it. It's handball he's handled it into the back of the net in the 90th minute. We've lost. Where's the VAR? No, that's not going to happen. Anyway, we're up and running. Anthony Taylor is the referee. There won't be any... Well, I don't think there is any VAR because it's at Wigan and they don't have the technology. So you only have VAR, like Sunderland Newcastle didn't have VAR because it was at Sunderland and they don't have the technology. Arsenal Liverpool had it because it was at the Emirates and they do. Hi, Mark. Love the videos. Hope we smash Wigan, says Jamie. Yeah, I'm looking... You know what? You know what I'm looking forward to? Watching Man United destroy somebody. Because not even in the Ten Hag era, that's a real rarity to see Manchester United dominate somebody. Red Ross, who's a member, says, you're right, there's no VAR. Is the pitch looking a bit foggy? Well, we're up north. We're up north. Rashford on the left wing. Hopefully get a couple of goals for his confidence. Rasmus up front. But look, it's men against men. It's technical against technical. Fitness and physicality should be in our favour. Hi, would you rather Liverpool or City win the league, says Thomas. I'm not answering this question. I refuse to answer it. I don't have to answer it. I don't need to put my opinion on that because it might not happen. Up the Villa. Rasmus, says Transparent. I feel like I'm getting a bit of a cold. Just watching Man United makes me ill. Well, look, we're up against the team that's going to sit deep. So can we break them down? That's, you know, the thing is, you go into every Man United game with hope and positivity, don't you? And then you watch them for about 5 minutes and you go, it's going to be one of those games. And hopefully that's not what's going to happen here. Rashford tries a longer ball into Højlund, but we're going to have a lot of ball. We're going to have a lot of the ball. Come on, United, says Shadow. McTominay is already trying to get into the spaces that Rasmus wants. Mainu is sitting back on his own. So we're doing the same shit again. It'll work against Wigan, but it will never work in the Premier League. We're already, leaving Mainu on his own. Oh, you're up against... Run at him. Wigan, watch out. That's a lovely cross. Shithouse. Oh, Onana's made a massive save. Bloody hell. I knew we should have picked Onana. Massive save by Onana. That should have been 1-0. It's a good save. It's a good save. It's a great chance for Wigan. They carved us open like a Christmas turkey. It's like 2 weeks ago. All comes from a bad pass. United just slow to react. And Varane and Evans got exploited there by the fullbacks pushing forward. It should have been 1-0 to Wigan there. No doubt about it. Chief Wigan should have scored there. How do you do Chief Wigan? Can't do it. Very lucky not to be 1-0 down there. Should it not be all VAR or no VAR, says Danny. Yeah, but they've always done that. It's based on whether you've got the technology or not. I feel like I'm getting a cold. Imagine playing your first team against Wigan. Bit embarrassing if you lose, says Bob. Hey, come on, we won't lose. Cross comes in from Johnny Evans. Oh. We may lose again today. We now seem like a club like a toddler who drops a spoon-fed morsel of oats in hopes of a big bite of the turkey on the table. That's too deep for me, Wilson. Confidence builder for the whole team tonight, I'd expect, says Andrew. Well, you hope so. I mean, if we lose to Wigan, these players aren't playing for the manager. Like, you know. Ryan says Rashford's already jogging and not interested. I think we've got a real opportunity to win 3 games in a row. Wigan tonight, Spurs on Sunday, and then we'll be playing Newport and Eastleigh if we win this tonight. Kieran says, Johnny Evans has just put one of the best crosses of the season, and he's a fucking centre-back. I would take Rashford off straight away after pulling out of that tackle, says Anthony. I didn't see that. I'll have to take your word for it. But you know what? I don't think Rashford will ever be the same again. He doesn't like a 50-50. Bruno. Rashford. Here we go. There's plenty of time. Should have put the cross in. Puts the cross in. Should have put it in first time, really. That's good play there. I must be dreaming. Onana made a save, says Claydon. It was a good save as well. Give him some credit. Delay waving his arms already. What a prat, says Cormac. Says Connor. And I have no hope with Scooby-Doo in the team, says Matt. Thank you very much for your super chats. Wigan. I can't get Chief Wigan out of my head now. And he's got blue hair as well. Here's the save. Yeah, it's a good save. He's made himself big and he saves it with his chest. Yeah, it's a good save. It's a good save, that. I think you'd expect most keepers to save it, but it's still, you can't, you know. I'm never going to have an agenda with a player. I'll just be honest, and it makes me laugh when people think I have an agenda, because I don't. I'll always be honest if somebody does something good, and I think Onana can be a good goalkeeper for United, but I don't think he justifies playing every game, and I certainly don't think he should have been playing in this game. Erasmus is strong there, but then Mainu, Wigan will be physical. I know we're in the Premier League and they're in League One, but they will be physical. That's something we won't have an advantage on them. Skill set, ability, yes. Fitness, yes. Physicality, they'll have a go. That's a good interception. Come on. Rashford should have spun there. He should have been told he could spin. People like Bruno, Rashford, Rasmus, Garnacho, they should be tearing these apart. Imagine putting Mo Salah against Wigan. We should be absolutely, technically, schooling them. Delo's cross. Garnacho. Ooh, blocked. Our bench is not awful, Kay. Our bench is full of kids. Delo, come on, Mark. Rashi blatantly pulled out of that. If Tomley did that, you'd berate him, says Tam. And Harry, thank you very much for your super chat. I genuinely would have to look back at that chance. I really didn't notice it. Hi Goldie, it's my 32nd birthday today and I'm having a Guinness. Super to enjoy a win, hopefully, says James Dean. Well, fingers crossed. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm as confident as I was at the start of the game. I still think we'll get the job done, but I said 4-0. Teams in Masters football have more tempo than us in the attack, says TJ. Have you ever watched walking football? Bruno. Oh, that's nearly gone in. Has Scotty touched the ball yet, says Noah. And Jim says this has got banana skin written all over it. Would you rather have Nani or Rashford, says Mario? I think that's a great question. I mean, Nani was inconsistent, but was he any less consistent than Rashford? I mean, Rashford's had better seasons. Mark, just wanted to let you know how much this community means to me, says Monte. To some people, as it helped me through tough times, I just appreciate what you've done and please keep doing it, says Monte. Oh, mate, I can only reflect that back on you. This community's been a godsend to me at times as well. You don't know, you'll never know. What's going on? Bloody hell, he's just skipped past 3 players there. This Wigan man. That's lazy. I don't know who's at fault for that. Here's Rashford. Into Garnacho. And he's offside. It's a shame. Well, I'll run a poll for you. Who would you rather have? Recency bias will probably kill this. We don't do as many polls on match days on the United stand as we do on That's Football. I'm on That's Football tomorrow night, by the way. Carrick's Middlesbrough against Chelsea. Looking forward to that. Carabao Cup semi-final. 10 minutes gone. Time for a stretch. I think Man United could do with a bloody stretch as well. I've got my McTominay pyjamas on tonight as well. Scooby-Doo. I don't think McTominay's had a touch yet. Put Seb in midfield. He'd do a better job than McTominay, says Vincent. He's had a touch now. See, he's listening. He's seen the pyjamas. Bad ball by Rashford there. I hate these. I call it the Bruno pass. I hate these passes. These no-look passes where they're just trying to whack it into an area without looking. It doesn't belong in the Premier League anymore. Bruno does it. Rashford's just done it there. These no-look trying to pass into an area blindly. It doesn't belong in the modern game. Can't just whack a ball blindly into an area thinking someone might get there, because when there's a Wigan player or an opposition player in the way, it looks shit. Someone mentioned dreaming, but I must be having a nightmare. Are we having difficulty dispatching Wigan? Hey, come on, SP Freely. We've only had 10 minutes here. Score a goal and we're through. United are always about the first goal, though. I'm so sorry, but I'm in the boat that the best thing to do is sell Rashi, says Floyd. I thought you were in a boat then, and I thought you were going to say, I'm so sorry, I'm in a boat and I'm sinking. Send help. That would be an interesting super chat. Where are you, Floyd? Rahul says, Anana fell before he even hit the shot. Lucky it hit Anana, says Rahul. How hard is it to coach a team and get players to do what you want? You said you have some experience in coaching, says KFJ. Well, mate, it's very difficult. It's very difficult indeed. If you think about if you're at school or uni and you are given 5 random friends and told to get them to play pep tiki-taka football, it's impossible, isn't it? Unless they've got some level of technicality. And it's the same at the highest level of the game. Some players are good at certain things. Some players aren't. Some players can play technical, patient football and some people can't. And I think United have accumulated a number of players that can't play possession-based football in a patient way. I love Bruno, but he's not a possession-based player. He wants to move the ball quickly all the time. James Dean 1990 weird, but it is also my 32nd birthday. Happy birthday, mate. Have a good one, says Dan Murphy 92. Friends, football friends, United stand friends. Love it. Rasmus with a bit of a Lukaku touch there. I am Mike. Thanks for your super chats. McTominay is absolutely enjoying this fucking game. He's having the time of his life playing striker again, isn't he? Sending love from United States. It's Marcus Brown. Thanks for your super chats, by the way. It makes it much more amenable. Bradley Norman's just gifted a membership, by the way. Lovely. Thank you very much, Bradley. Here's Rashford, but he's deep in his own half. See, this is not good. What's all this shit? Move the ball quicker. Fucking hell. Having a little roll. Having a little bit of a break. Fucking move the ball. It's your Premier League footballers, lads. Move it quicker. The tempo's shit. Warm up the jam. Pump it up a little more. Get the party going on the dance floor. Get it going. Bloody hell. Tempo's shite. Here we go. This is better. Garnacho. We don't talk about Bruno, says Danny. But that Wigan manager, I swear, used to work the night shift at Morrison's with me, says SK. That's good. This is good because this is quick movement. Garnacho blocked. Rashford, he's got to hit that. He's going to hit it, surely. Good save by the keeper. I tell you what, he did well there. He did well there. I mean, obviously it's greedy. He's not looking to play the pass, but this is what we want to see from Rashford. Cuts inside. Shoots. But if that goes in, we're all going Rashford's back. If it doesn't go in, it's a good save by the keeper. But can I also say that's why we don't score many goals, because Garnacho just had a shot blocked and Rashford just had a shot saved. Neither of them want to put a cross into the box. And this is why we've got a massive problem with our striker. Because if that goes in, it's a great goal by Rashford. If Garnacho's shot goes in, it's a great goal. But we need to start looking past that as a fan base. Our wingers don't put the cross in. And that's probably why, because Rashford's cross was shit. But, you know, they don't want... Garnacho and Rashford really aren't creative. They want to shoot. Saw someone say Anthony is the closest thing to Robben. Also, rest in peace to Beckenbauer, says Esto. Yeah, very sad about Franz Beckenbauer, actually. I always thought he was a bit older than 78, but he's dead. It's very sad. Another legend passes. You know, very close together as well, Sir Bobby and Franz Beckenbauer. And obviously they played together in that 66 World Cup final. Their careers, you know, did run in tandem. And another legend joins the legend team in the sky for an eternity. How is it that Johnny Evans can put a decent crosses in as a centre-back, but Anthony and Rashford seem incapable, says Andrew O'Brien. Emily Wright, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. First away trip in a domestic cup since March 2021, says Ross. Cheers, Dan. Anyone else got a birthday today, says James Dean. And I've already seen Delo and Bruno shout at McTominay that he doesn't come to receive the ball. He's just so bad, says Turn. Temp, thanks for your super chat. Why is it giving arrogant football, says Aisha. How's your day been, says Adam Shortage. All right, mate. Hope yours has been okay. United, I feel like United are starting to settle here. It's been a slow start, but I think we're settling. Bruno puts the cross in. I think we're starting to, you know, build and grow in confidence. Rekard says, why are we passing the ball back the whole game? It's the same crap week in, week out. And it's going to be another corner for Man United here. Joe Barnes, welcome to the Members Club. You know, I actually thought, just thinking about corners, we're so crap at corners, aren't we? But I actually thought Harry Maguire was going to play in this game today because he actually was interviewed about the game in the Man United website. And I thought, oh, Harry Maguire's probably going to play. Just thought there, you know, with corners. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Who would you prefer, Rashford or Nani? 77% of you have gone with Nani. I think that's just recency biased because people have got it in for Rashford at the moment. Corner to United here. Bruno's cross. Ooh. Is that another corner, ref? Yeah. Varane on the front post trying to get there. Katie says Wigan are playing well. I think we're starting to take control now, Katie. Get ready for the avalanche. I said 4-0. Bruno with the... No, he's gone short to Rashford. Into Bruno. Little dinky cross. Still in there. McTominay misses it. Johnny Evans. Muscled out of it by Wigan there. Johnny. And... Tomney with the tackle, but not trying to win the game, win the ball high up the pitch, but that's a lovely touch by their number 17. And Wigan struggling to get out at the moment. Oh, he said play on, no foul. 20 minutes gone. United having to work their way into this. I really hope Ten Hag isn't thinking of bringing McTominay on, says Yakov. Here's Garnacho. Does play the pass. Bruno into Rashford. What's he going to do? He's going to shoot. See, he's looking to shoot then, and the cross should have come in. Now put the cross in. Corner. You see, second time, he does what he should do the first time. Look, when this comes to him here, now put the cross in. Look, Garnacho's there. He refuses the cross. You can see that perfectly on the replay. When that goes to him from Bruno, there's a lovely slide cross into Garnacho for a tap-in. Cuts inside to try and shoot. We're never going to develop as a team when we've got selfishness in the attack. The only person that should be selfish in your attack is your Erling Haaland or your Harry Kane. You know, your striker. Well done, Mainu there. And again, love that by Mainu there. Love that by Mainu. A terrier in the midfield. Now Bruno. This is a goal. McTominay. Missed. He should have scored that. I'm telling you, he's going to score tonight, and everyone's going to be going, McTerminator, this is why he's so good. Look, he literally takes the ball off fucking Rasmus. He literally takes the ball off Rasmus. That's literally his ball. Fucking hell. You know, sometimes you watch the game and you feel as a fan you shouldn't see things because you're not qualified. But how many times have we said McTominay gets in the way of Rasmus? He's literally just took the fucking pass off Bruno and had a shot that was there for Rasmus on his left foot. That's all he does. Just runs into the box, into Rasmus's space, scores a couple of goals and goes, look at me. He'll definitely score tonight. I reckon he might score a couple. Blocks Mainu and steals the ball from Rasmus, says Kicking It with Cade. I can't speak, says Connor. We are starting to move through the gears, though. I feel a goal coming up. We are so slow on the ball. 4 or 5 touches. Only Mainu and Garnacho had pace. I loved that from Mainu. In the creation of that chance, it all starts from Mainu on the halfway line, Dan. And he's doing it again. A real terrier in there. I think we've got a really interesting player in Mainu. He loves the physicality. He really does. And here's McTominay. He's got so many passes here. Even he can't mess it up. Good ball. Bruno. Garnacho. Oh, Rasmus Rashford. Blocked. Have a shot, Delo. Have a shot, Delo. Yes! 1-0 to Manchester United. I told you the goal was coming. And Delo takes it. He receives the pass from Rashford. And Delo curls it into the bottom corner. And that's the start we needed in these first 22 minutes. And it's Manchester United 1, Wigan 0. And Delo there again. Gets so much shit, Delo, actually. And he shoots it low into the bottom corner. And lovely goal. It all comes from Mainu again. Mainu, you know, lovely play by Mainu. Garnacho puts a good cross in. Rasmus nearly gets on it, to be fair. Comes back to Rashford. Has a shot, of course. And then can't shoot, so passes. And there's Delo to curl it in. Lovely finish. Lovely finish by Delo. Really, no deflection on it as well. Through the gap. Exquisite is the word I would use. If I could spell it, I'd use it. Excellent. I can't spell exquisite. Breathing space against Wigan. SK says he defends for Wigan and loses his runner for United. Mainu is a bright spark and I love it, says SK. Commentators said it was a lovely move by McTominay, says Jared. It was fucking hell. A lovely move by McTominay. He's running into a open space with 3 open passes. I mean, your gran could do that. Just for your attention, the Wigan fullbacks are the same ones from the Charlton game last season. Garnacho ruined what is now Wigan's right back in that game, says Paul Stephen. Thank you very much. Nice to see Delo getting a bit of praise in the chat. Never really understand why he's so divisive. There's not many right backs that can play left back and score your goals, and he does that. But no, I think Wigan are starting to tire here a bit already. I mean, they're a League One side at the end of the day. Rashford. Oh, another shot. Oh! I think Rashford thought he'd scored. Keeper spilt it. Hit the post. If it had gone in, I think they have got goal line technology. Rashford shoots. No, it's not over the line. It's not over the line. Spilt it. Keeper spilt it. I tell you what, there's confidence here for United tonight. There's confidence. We're starting to... it's always the way with United. If we don't score first, the heads drop. But if we do... Look at this from Mainu again. He's hands down man of the match. McTominay, as per usual. Has he been booked? Did he book him? No. Can we have a look at the stats carousel? Yeah, sponsored by OneFootball. Download it for free. Apple and Android. Get all your latest breaking football news, transfer news on there. And you can also get the individual player stats as well. But that's how it's looking at the moment. 69% possession, 7 shots to 1, 3 shots on target to 1, and 4 corners to 0. So, yeah, Wigan are a mid-table team. I mean, they had a great chance to score at the start. It was a good save by Anana, but they've not really done anything since then. Mainu's a beast, says Thomas. Bit late on Johnny Evans there. Johnny Evans isn't the sort of player who's going to stay down. Probably should be a yellow card for that, really. I don't think he's even going to book him. If that's Casemiro, it's a red, says Keenan. One question mark. How was United before the Glazers bought us? Were players bought anyway? Sir Alex wanted. How did the academy compare to today, says Cal? Well, look, the Glazers bought the club in 2005, was it? So you're a long way after the class of 92. But remember, at that stage... Here we go, Bruno into Rashford. Is he going to pass? He does. Rasmus. Ooh, keeper saved it. Good pass by Rashford there. That's better. See, start playing for each other. That's what you got to do. Wigan trying to pass out from the back here is interesting. And they've done all right there. Mainu's making McTominay look like David Dunn, says Joseph. Yeah, but pre-Glazers, just in the few years before the Glazers, we spent massive money on Rooney, massive money on Rio Ferdinand, massive money on Van Nistelrooy. So, but then, you know, even with the Glazers, we've still spent massive money. We just spent it on the wrong players. It's not necessary. Look, the Glazers are bad for Man United. We all know that. But it's the people that they allowed to buy the players. Like, the recruitment has just been abysmal. Spurs did get Man City. We've got Newport County or Eastleigh in the next round, which is basically a shit Wigan, with all due respect. Like, Newport County are in the virtually in the National League. They're, hold on a minute, and Eastleigh are in the National League. But Wigan are having an attack here. They're going to have a go. Of course, Ryan says that McTominay is dominating the midfield. Well, that's just disrespectful to Mainu, isn't it? Tell them that Mainu's English and they'll change their mind. They're only doing it because they think McTominay's the only British player in the midfield. So tell them, someone ring him up and tell him that Mainu's actually English, and they'll start giving him some praise. Anyway, should McTominay not dominate the midfield against Wigan? I mean, should not every Man United player on that pitch be... Should Rashford not be dominating his fullback? Should Rasmus not be dominating his centre-backs? Like, we should be dominating the midfield against Wigan. Can you call Gabriel an idiot? Says Skids. Thank you very much. Kyle Wright, thank you very much. If it's Ali McCoist, I love Ali McCoist, but he's got a real soft spot for McTominay. He absolutely loves him. And I've listened to Ali on TalkSport a few times, and he just loves... Oh, Rasmus! Don't turn into Nunez. It's a great cross. That is what it's all about. Garnacho's cross, that's it. You can't argue with that. That's the service you want, and he should score. He's almost shocked, I think. I think he almost can't believe it. He's got his hands up. He's got his, you know, that is the sort of cross you need. And then he's got to score it. It's brilliant. That cross by Garnacho took my breath away. It's so rare. He should have scored. He should have scored. Bruno has to stop playing deep. No creativity, says Palios. Let me just catch up on your super chats as well. Kyle Wright, thanks for your super chat. Kobe Mainu is a proper baller and I love him, says Dylan. Amazing what can happen if Rashford passes, says Pete. Magic says, no wonder Rasmus has got no goals. Thanks, McSauce. I think he's talking about that one. Thank you very much for that. Usman, thank you very much for your super chat as well. And I'm happy with the power and accuracy if Højlund has you. Say it's all on the delivery, says Sean. Yeah, look, Rasmus should have scored that. You know what I think about Rasmus. I think he's a great talent. But he should have scored that. Why aren't we dominating, says Merck. Well, I think we are. We're biding our time. No, we are dominating, really. Wigan get a nosebleed when they cross the halfway line. It's domination in the possession. But we are a team that doesn't create many chances and doesn't score many goals. So this is a real rarity for us tonight to actually just play attack against defence. It's a foul on Garnacho. I think Rashford will run over and try and take this, to be fair. To be fair to Højlund, it's his first cross like that in 7 games. He's had 6 passes all season, remember, says Sebastian. And do you believe Garnacho could be as good as Ronaldo, says Foggy? I think they're very different players. Ronaldo and Garnacho are very different players. Rasmus looks very raw. I think he can be good, but needs a lot of work, says Ben. Look, I don't know what you think about this, but for me, one of Man United's biggest failings are not having another striker to work with Rasmus. He's 20 years of age, playing at Manchester United, and he's got no experienced striker to learn from or work with. If he'd have been here 18 months ago, he'd have had Cavani and... good shot by Rashford. Well, I don't know whether it was or not. He'd have had Cavani, Ronaldo. He's got no one to sort of nurture him or learn from. And he's got Benny McCarthy as a striker coach, and that's not enough. He'd benefit from having an experienced striker with him, but we don't have that at United. So we're trying to teach a 20-year-old to be a Man United striker without anybody to really learn from. Should we admit the mistake and loan Rasmus out? What are you talking about, Stan? Can you call Rebecca a prat, says Duke. And Kyle's just gifted a membership as well. Thank you very much, Kyle. I read The World's Biggest Cash Machine by Chris Blackhurst this weekend. A fantastic insight on the Glazer takeover. A must read for all United fans. Yeah, that is a book I got for Christmas, actually, that I need to read. When will United win the Premier League, says Constantine? I don't have the answer to that. I've got an exam tomorrow. Can you wish me luck, says Foxy? Yep, you can. You can. Good luck. And Iron Mike says, I'm a Scouser. Thanks for your amazing communities. Well, I'm doing Liverpool-Fulham on Wednesday on That's Football as well. So join me for that. Carrick's Middlesbrough against Chelsea tomorrow night on That's Football as well. Nice to have some football, isn't it? It's been a bit of a slow first week to the calendar year, but the football's starting to come back. We should get rid of inverted wingers. You get better crosses, says Matt. And Broken Pig says... Rasmus rarely gets across and passes in the box, and when it happens, Scooby-Doo is there to scoop it up, says Broken Pig. If we take Scott off, who do we put on in his place, says Ricky? Well, it'd be Hannibal Mabry, but we're trying to loan him out, so you can sort of see why he probably doesn't want to do that. We should sign Mike, says Jack. Yeah, I'm not reading that out, Jack, because I'm not an idiot. You can't put 2 names together that are well known as saying a rude word. I'm not that thick. Ash G says, wait a minute, Ash, let me just see what happens here. Here's Bruno. He should have whipped that in first time. Gives it back into Mainu, who for me has been man of the match. Gives it into Garnacho. Got to go wide. Rashford. Too long. Too long. He doesn't half fucking slow us down, Rashford, looking for that shot. You all right, Mark? What are you saying about future England midfield of Mainu, Bellingham and Rice? Do you reckon he could get on the plane this year, says Ash? Well, I wouldn't want Mainu to go to the Euros, really. But it's happened before. And he's a Man United regular. So, you know, why not? There's Bruno. Johnny Evans stepping forward, gets it to Rashford. That Wigan right winger, Goddo, went to my school. Thomas Tellis, big game for him. Hope he does well, says Nazib. Well, here's Rashford. Straight at the keeper. And Rasmus misses again. Welcome to the Members Club, Dan. Thank you very much. Do you think we should go for Ivan Toney, says Marcus? We can't. Why is it that all the top managers we employ end up relying upon McTominay? Are we missing something? I like him, but we seem to have better options, says Sam. I don't know. I can't answer that. They're doing a strategic review, and I've sent loads of emails saying, as part of your strategic review, can you explain to the fans why Scott McTominay gets picked so much? Lovely play by Garnacho. This should be a goal. 4v3. The cutback. Rasmus. Oh, into McTominay. Nearly a goal. That second goal's coming. Wigan are on the ropes here. "36 minutes. Well done, Johnny Evans. Steps out from the back. Was given a foul. Why is it all top we have done that? From Sam. We should sign 18 goals. I don't know who that is, Lipsy. And Mark, what do you think of the Wigan player? Yeah, I'm not falling for that, Marcus. Happy New Year, Mark. Cheers to you and the rest of the United Stand community. This is Bryce Jones, who's been a member for 57 months. You're an absolute legend, mate. Wigan on the attack here. Very rare occurrence. Rashford gives up the foul. At least he tried to tackle him. Do you miss Jose Mourinho, says Constantine? Not now. Got Ten Hag. We're on a different pathway. Should we have sacked Mourinho is a different kettle of fish. I'll ask that as a question. Right, they've got a chance to whip a cross in here. Zane says, to be honest, Real Madrid is my favourite team. I started watching football because of young Ronaldo highlights at United. The freestyle video in 2014. Ronaldo was at Real Madrid in 2014. So United is my second team. Thanks, Zane. Let's see what happens with this chance. Why is no Dan Gore tonight? Good game for him to play, says Michael. I don't know whether Dan Gore's injured or whether he's got, whether it's because he's going on loan. Well done, Mark. Your Scooby pants have jinxed Wigan, says Paul Brook. Anthony Jerry says Hoyland couldn't finish his dinner if he gave him a knife and fork and sat him at the table. Wigan have got a corner here. No, they haven't. Garnacho is class on the right, says Will Armstrong. Please do subscribe, by the way. We're very close to 810,000. We're only 200 away. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Thank you, everyone, for that. Wigan on the attack. Cross to the back post. We've got plenty of players there, but we've not cleared it. That's a good block by Delo. He's having a good game. He's played the game. And he's having a good game. Right, here's Rasmus on the break. Yes, into Rashford. Here we go. No, it's Bruno on the left-hand side. The cross is blocked. Hi, Mark. How do you think United would be doing this year if we'd signed Harry Kane? Well, we never were going to sign Harry Kane, Ethan. And I respect your chat, and I will answer it. But it's a hypothetical. I find it really frustrating when certain ex-players say we should have bought Harry Kane, the club made a mistake. You know me, I love to blame the club and the Glazers and John Murtaugh, and I really do. But, you know, I don't do agenda, I do fact. And the fact is we were never signing Harry Kane. We never could have signed Harry Kane. It was never an option to sign Harry Kane because Spurs would not sell Harry Kane to a Premier League club. So we never had an opportunity. There's a bit of a myth that we could have done. Oh, what? He's just hit the bar. He's just hit the bar. Good shot. And it's gone for a goal kick. Garnacho is fast approaching Mainu as the best player on the pitch. Lovely shot with his left foot. He can do it with both. He can do it with both. But no, I think if Man United had Harry Kane, if Chelsea had Harry Kane, if Liverpool had Harry Kane, if Arsenal had Harry Kane, they'd all be better. He's one of the world's best players. So, of course, we'd be better with Harry Kane. United was a mint polo. Now looks like we had a headless chicken. These chances would be getting eaten up by Cavani, says SK. Junior, welcome to Members Club. Love the content, Mark. One more needed before half-time, says Kyle. You feel it's coming. Happy New Year to you and your family, says Tracy Taylor, and to you as well. Yeah, but I don't know what you think, but Mainu and Garnacho have just stood out massively for me tonight. And it's good to see that ability from Garnacho to use his left foot from the right-hand side because, you know, we talk about having a left-footed player on the right-hand side and a right-foot player on the left-hand side. But if you've got a player who can do both, it doesn't matter. That's what amazes me about the modern game is how few players can play with 2 feet. Coop says, so Højlund's crap when he missed, but when McTominay misses a sitter twice, it's fine. Crap commentary and defo English passport bias, says Coops. Don't listen to it, mate. I don't know why anybody listens to... I mean, I'm not Joey Barton. I mean, he does it for different reasons, but I don't listen to the modern commentary because it's shit. I don't watch the punditry section on Match of the Day. McTominay's just missed another chance. It's rubbish. They don't watch enough football to comment on it. They just turn up for the paycheck. They don't watch football. They have their own bias. They have their own, you know... I mean, McTominay didn't head that. Either Garnacho's left foot or Anthony's left foot, says Mike. And who do you think is United's best player after going out on loan and coming back? Delot from Milan or Beckham after Preston? Come on, Rubble. Beckham. We can't complain about the service to Rasmus today. He's got to score. Garnacho is feeding him nicely from the right. He's much better than Anthony, says Darian. I'm worried that being our leading striker is putting too much pressure on Rasmus, says Sigur. Can't defend set pieces 4 years, fire Ramsey, says De Gea, United fan. There's a real problem with Scooby-Doo, says Harris. He's shit. And Claydon Plays says, I don't know why, but I rate Garnacho. I even tried to sign him on Football Manager while Salah was at the AFCON. Manchester United didn't want to sell him. Mark, Nunez for Liverpool or Rasmus, says Pete the Meat. Well, the funny thing is I like Nunez and I really like Rasmus. So, you know, it's not a bad choice for me. Thank you very much for all your super chats, by the way. And do you hate Roy Keane? No, he's my favourite player. Constantine. McTominay's getting better service than Rasmus, is rare. But that's because he's running into Rasmus's area all the time. Kyle McFarlane, thank you very much for being a member. 2 minutes to go to half-time. Doesn't the game flow better when there's no VAR? FU says that Ronaldo would have finished those chances. Well, he wouldn't because he wanted to leave, mate. So you can't finish chances when you're doing an interview with Piers Morgan. Need to move on. Working well down that right-hand side. Here's Garnacho into Wan-Bissaka. He refuses the cross. I would have whipped that in first time. Garnacho will. Tries to. And that's got to be a corner. What? That's a goal. That's not a bloody goal kick. You're talking out your arse. You're talking out your arse, Taylor. Again. You're doing it again, haven't you? Yes, so Manchester United, if they win this game, which I'm sure they will play Eastleigh or Newport County, who are worse than Wigan. And Ten Hag will probably still put his strongest team out. But you can't blame him. Don't give anyone a chance. No mercy. Cobra Kai football now. Batter the underdog with a spade. There we go. Plenty of space now. Wigan are starting to get tired. The physicality is going to hurt them in the second half. Not the physicality, the fitness. Here's Rashford. Nice ball into Bruno. Bit selfish again. I really do think that we've got a real problem with our front. Slow sports news here. We've got a real problem with our front four, that they're very selfish, and I think it's great to see them pass when they do pass, but sometimes their selfishness just comes out and they can't help it. It's a natural tendency. Maybe Rashford is depressed like Lingard was, says Fab. And Mark, what's happened to Luke Shaw? Do you know? Got a bit of a knock. What a breath of fresh air no VAR is, says Carl Wright. And Shahin says, I'd donate my left kidney if it meant no VAR ever. Well, we've definitely put crosses in this game, just very poor finishing, says Ryan. And I'm sick of seeing McTominay in the box in Rasmus's space. He's not even offering anything in the build-up play, says Skids. Where's that? Oh, thanks. And hi, Mark. I don't know if you recall the Christmas show, but I took a photo with you in the disabled section. I suffer from incurable optic atrophy, and it was great meeting you, says Ben. I do remember meeting you, Ben, and I hope you're doing very well. I hope you had a good Christmas. And up the United. Let's have a look at those stats at half-time. Christmas show was cracking, by the way. Loved it. Looking forward to this year's one. Although we have just had it. Well, let's be patient. So, 66% possession. I thought it would be more, actually. I thought we had more than that. But 66% possession. 17 shots to their 6. 7 shots on target to their 1. 4 corners to their 1. 92% pass accuracy. I mean, these are all... This is not breaking news to me. This is absolutely logical. We're Manchester United playing against Wigan, who are a mid-table League One side, and I would expect all of that. The only thing I would say that is wrong is that 1-0 should be 3-0. We should be 3-0 up. Rasmus has had a couple of chances he should have scored. McTominay's had 2 chances he should have scored. And their keeper's made a couple of saves. But we should be winning by 3-0. But I'm not worried. I think that we spend so much time moaning and looking for reasons to dislike players and, you know, say that they're having a bad game. And realistically, the most important thing is that we win the game tonight. And I'm sure we're going to do that. And hopefully we can score a few in the second half. Because I predicted 4-0 before. Look, it's not that deep. We're not in any danger tonight. We can afford the misses. It's about trying to build some confidence. If you're being critical, has Rashford had a good game? Has McTominay had a good game? Has Rasmus had a good game? Has Bruno had a good game? I'll leave that up to you. But does it really matter? We're trying to build confidence here. We're trying to build something from the remnants of this shit season. And I choose to be more positive tonight than I probably would be if we were playing Forest or Spurs. Onana made a good save. Delo scored a good goal. At times we've been greedy. At times we've been wasteful. But the 2 standout players for me are Mainu and Garnacho, which is incredible because they're the two youngest players on the pitch and they're the 2 best players on the pitch. I think Mainu's been a terrier, playing with confidence and ability beyond his years. And Garnacho on the right-hand side, which is not the position he wants to play on the left-hand side, has got his head down, not been moody, not been miserable, not stopped running, and probably put in one of his better performances of the season. Now, I'm not going to run away with that because it's Wigan. I think Mainu and Garnacho should be playing well against Wigan, but not all our players are playing well against Wigan. Everybody should be getting an 8 or 9 in the player ratings later on. And are they? So I think there are some better performances to come out from this second half. We're playing Wigan, but it amazes me how Garnacho and Mainu are our best performance, but yet they're most inexperienced. And you know why that is? Because they've not been infected by the toxicity yet. They've not learnt that behaviour of inconsistency and dropping your head. The innocence of youth, the desire to succeed and be liked and develop is there with Mainu and Garnacho, and that's why they're the best two players on the pitch. They've not yet succumbed to the toxicity of Manchester United Football Club, and that's why they stand out. And I think they've been brilliant. Kyle says, I love the content, Mark. Garnacho down the rates is looking good. Got a sneaky feeling we need an early one in the second half. Martin says, Rashford may not be having his best game, but I like the effort he's shown tonight. Willingness is all I asked to begin with. Marcus says, I'm dismayed at numerous managers playing McTominay. He's a shockingly bad player. Can't take much more of this crap from him. I think he'll score in the second half, Marcus, because it's the sort of game where he's just going to keep running into the box, and at some point, as it has done already, it's going to fall into his path, and he is a good finisher in the box. We need to stop comparing 21-year-old Rasmus to world-class talent. Give the kid some time and confidence, says Ben. Look, I don't listen to mainstream media commentary because it's wrong, and it's not accurate, and it's not well-sourced, and it's not well researched. But Rasmus has missed a couple of chances tonight, no doubt. But if they start going in on a 20-year-old, they're a bunch of pricks, because it's a really difficult job. And yes, he should score goals, but Nunez misses a lot of goals for Liverpool, and the Liverpool fans still support him and like him. So why are we going to turn on a 20-year-old when Liverpool are very protective of Nunez, who is older and misses bigger chances? It's about time this fan base actually started acting like a fan base and backed its own. There are enough players in this squad that have been here for years and let us down that we might want to get rid of before turning on a 20-year-old who's been here for 6 months. Look at how Liverpool fan. You know what? I'm fed up of having to praise Liverpool fans who are our biggest rivals, but they've stuck with Darwin Núñez for 18 months and still believe in his approaching mid-20s is a player that they back and support. And that's because he works hard, he creates things, and he misses a lot of chances, but they stand by him. Are we going to let a media fucking outlet start turning our fans against a 20-year-old who's got nothing to work with? He hasn't got Mo Salah to work with. He's got nothing to work with. He's got no senior striker to work with. He's 20 years of age. He's only been playing top-level football, really, for 1 year. And he's been thrown in at the deep end. He will come good. God, he's having an education. But let's not start beating him up. Like, I back this player. I know he should have scored goals, but I like him, I back him, and I think he'll come good. But he won't come good if people start knocking him. Because I'll tell you for free, he's only 20 years of age, he's working really hard, and I'll guarantee you, if people start taking a pop at him, it will start affecting him, like it affects a lot of other people. So we need to stand by him. If you don't want to stand by him and you want to be a miserable shit, and you want to, you know, have a pop at a 20-year-old who's working hard and it's the only one we've got, then do it. And if you think that helps your football club, go and do it. But it won't help our football club. We're not going to buy a striker till the summer anyway. So we may as well try and nurture this talent and actually create something that we haven't done for a long time, which is a top striker who's going to be at the club for years and not somebody who's at the end of their journey. It's arrogance, not selfish shooting from anywhere, says Joe Hart. Eric Ten Hag keeps on referring to a project. I can see that coming through with the younger players, at least 4 or 5 really talented young players, says Jayesh. Why do you think Rashford tries to slow the ball down when he has it and waits before crossing? Because I think he wants to get the shot off, Levi. I think he slows it down, lets the runners go, hopes that the defender makes a move, which gives him a second to get a shot off. I think that's what it's all about. Højlund is a quality striker who just needs to find his rhythm in the Premier League. People forget how long it took for Ronaldo to start performing, says MTM. Mainu is class and has a touch of Scholesy about him, says Damark. Josh says, Mainu's been brilliant so far. Give it to Mikey. Says it only takes one Onana mistake and this match is a draw. The wastefulness is criminal against this garbage side. Says give it to Mikey. Marcus says I've done that one from Marcus as well. Thank you very much. Do you think we'll see many changes in the second half, Mark? Well, the bench isn't ridiculously blessed with quality. It is a very youthful bench because I think Ten Hag's feeling or hope was that Man United would score a lot of goals with the first team, and with half an hour to go, he can start making lots and lots and lots of substitutes. But the bench itself consists of people such as Joe Hugel, I think Hannibal Mabry, Bennett, Pellistri. So there's not really any experience to bring on there. There's certainly no Anthony Martial or Anthony or anyone like that. Sky Sports are actually saying that Martial's time at Man United looks to be coming to an end, with Fenerbahce in talks to take the striker on loan. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. He's out of contract in the summer. Like, he's free in the summer. Why are we loaning somebody for the last 6 months of their fucking deal? I mean, how stupid is that? I mean, we better have a replacement. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Why loan somebody who is going for free in the summer? Just take what you can get for them now and get rid of him. You know, it's not a loan move, is it? Because he's not coming back. That's my point. How can you loan somebody for the last 6 months of their contract? They're not loaned. They're gone on a free, aren't they, to some other club 6 months early. Anyway, let me move on from that. He's not been ill for a long time, Martial. People need to stop saying that these players aren't playing for the manager. They've stopped playing for the fans. Build a team around Mainu, says Nick Perry. Wayne Taylor, thank you very much for your super chat. And Rasmus is so selfless as a forward, but today seems off. Hope he regains confidence in the second half and asserts his dominance amongst his teammates, says But you know what? He should have scored the header from Garnacho. He should have scored the one where it bounced back to him. But there was a chance where I think he might have scored, where Bruno played it into him, and McTominay just runs in, takes it off his foot and shoots. Now, McTominay's meant to be a leader. McTominay's meant to be really well liked in the dressing room, somebody for people to look up to. But when he's in the box, he's like a striker. He's got that selfish instinct. And I do think that McTominay gets in the way of Rasmus a lot. And, I don't know. Because this season, I think McTominay might be our top scorer, but I don't think that helps Rasmus with McTominay in the team. I don't think it helps anybody with McTominay in the team, but I think he does run into the areas that Rasmus wants to be, and that was highlighted quite obviously in the first half. But then there's nothing wrong. Lampard made a career out of that, breaking from the midfield. But, I think things will get better. Look, we're only playing Wigan, but it's not a surprise to me that the more we pass, the better we do. I mean, Rashford passed the ball and Delot scored. Garnacho put a cross in and Rasmus should have scored. Like, the default should be to create, not shoot. And I think for too long, our default is to shoot. And I think our default should be to create. And when we do that more, I think we'll score more, because it's absolutely dreadful what our chance creation and goals scored this season are. What is the role McTominay in this team, says Soham? I think in a game like this, we're playing two attacking midfielders again, aren't we? And it's about, getting people into the box and pressing high up the pitch. Mark, going to my first ever game versus Wolves, score prediction. We're away to Wolves, aren't we, Sean? At the moment, I think Wolves will beat us. Simply because footballing gods have a way of that happening. They should have beat us on the opening day at Old Trafford, and they do play very, very good football. And I think the way we play away from home against teams that are up for it and tenacious, we tend to struggle. So I would predict Wolves would beat us at the moment, especially with Neto coming back. But if we can get Martinez back, Casemiro back, I mean, look, the most logical thing in the world when Casemiro comes back is that McTominay leaves the team. If we can get Casemiro, Mainu and Bruno, that's going to make a massive amount of difference. If we can get Martinez next to Varane, that's going to make a massive amount of difference. Matt says, please do discuss Johnny Evans. Came in on the cheap and has not put a foot wrong. One of the best third choice centre-backs. No, Johnny Evans has done remarkably well for us, surprisingly well. I mean, there's no future in it. I don't get excited about these sort of things because they're stopgaps. But, without that stopgap, where would we be? I mean, we were meant to get Kim Min-jae and we got Johnny Evans. Rashford might be the new Nani, unmet potential, says Samuel. We should bring Nani on, says Rashid. Ali McCoist, when Højlund misses a shot, he's got to be scoring that. Ali McCoist, when McTominay misses a shot, what a cross that is. Flash says, how many goals before he brings the kids on? Says, I think we've got to be 2 or 3 up. Mark, is Eric leaving in June? Says Kanye. Well, we don't know that yet, do we? And Zane says, Martial should stay until the summer. End the story with the FA Cup. Mark, we need a backup. Xerxes is cheap. 35 million release clause at Bayern. We haven't got 35 million quid, unfortunately. And what is the role of McTominay? We've done that one as well. Thank you very much for your super chats. Appreciate that. You can do that through the $sign. And please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. We are very close to 810,000. We're only 10 subscribers away from it, in fact. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the United Stand. We are live every morning at 10 o'clock, every evening at 8 o'clock. And obviously you've got all your previews, your match reactions. You've got the countdown to kick off, which is before me on a watch-along every match day. We've got my match reaction where you can vote for your player ratings on the website, mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. And then we've got the fan forum after that as well. So lots to get involved with on the United Stand, 7 days a week, and the match day experience as well. Thank you, everybody, for that. Okay, so second half to come. Roberto Martinez, I think he's one of the most clueless managers in the game. I can't believe he still gets a job. Won the FA Cup with Wigan and has been living off it ever since. David Murphy's just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much to David. Lots of W's in the chat there for him. Wayne says, I love United, but I'm from Newport, so I watch and follow them. They play well against a bigger team so as well. Took Brentford to penalties, says Wayne Taylor. Mate, I look forward to that. I look forward to that. I hope the game... I think Newport will be favourites, maybe, against Eastleigh. But I hope they don't play it at Old Trafford. I think sometimes when you get drawn against a club like that, it gets moved to Old Trafford because they get more gate receipts. But that to me that'd be really sad if that happens. You know, I'd love to see Man United playing at a really small ground, but it'll probably get moved to Old Trafford, to be honest. Can we end the poll, please, on Mourinho? 68% of you said he shouldn't have got sacked. Players are out for the second half here, by the way. Let's get ready to rumble. United, I still fancy United to win this 4-0. I'm going to stick with 4-0. I still think we'll do it. And there we go. Second half's up and running. Why would it get moved to Old Trafford, says FPF? Because I'm sure that's happened loads of times before, where it's a non-league ground and they move it to... They move it. I don't know whether that still happens. I'm sure it does. Eastleigh are below Solihull Moors. Yeah, I know. I don't want Ten Hag to leave, but if for some reason he gets the sack, who would you want to be our next manager, says Bradley? Well, I'm not really thinking about it, Bradley. I mean, I'll just say Ancelotti. But I don't really want to think about it. It makes me upset. Here we go, Wan-Bissaka. There's Rasmus. I thought he should have had a shot there. Oh, here we go. Mainu. Garnacho's done well. And it's gone out. Al E is one of our members. He says Rashi to score. Yeah, you'd hope so. You'd hope Rashford would score. I think McTominay will score. I'd love to see Rasmus score. It'd be nice to see Rashford score. To me, tonight was always about confidence. Piers Morgan, thank you very much for joining the members club. Piers Morgan in Home Alone 2. If you know, you know. I think he knows as well. Anthony has got an injury. The injury that Anthony has got is apparently an abductor injury. So that's just come out in the last few minutes. I'll tweet it for you, in fact. Let me have a look. Yeah, I've just tweeted it on my account. So he's got an abductor injury. And adductors are a group of muscles that go from the pelvic bone down to the inner thigh and knee. So he could be out for a while with that. I don't know. Rasmus, want to hear this tonight, says Zach. Mark, cup of tea with a Snickers or a Mars bar, says Monkey. I would like... Oh, is Rashford? No. Again, it's all a little bit too... See, I like Rashford, but I don't want him doing that. Even if it goes in, I don't want to encourage him doing that. He does it all the time, and it's just... It's the end of the move, isn't it? It's either got to score or it goes for a goal kick. And that you shouldn't be wasting those opportunities at the highest level shooting, because you're in a good position there. Rotate the ball. Work a better opportunity. Do I prefer a Snickers or a Mars? Well, Snickers. Orion Ara, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. Get your badge in. Well, you know, if I was Rashford, well, if I was Ten Hag, I'd be saying to Rashford at half-time, I love that. I love that pass to Delo. That goal doesn't happen if you don't play that pass. I'd be trying to make him understand that passing actually is more important to the team than shooting, because we don't create enough chances. We don't score enough goals, and we therefore need to pass more. Use my free chats to say cheers for everything you do, says Jake Mack. Thank you very much, Jake. And Ollie Martin Runden has just gifted a membership. Thank you, Ollie. Mr. DJ, thank you very much. I'm trying to wean myself off chocolate. I don't really eat chocolate that much, and I ate a lot of it over Christmas, and I just think, I don't know. Why is Ahmad not on the bench, says Darry. I think I heard that Ahmad's ill. Colin has just gifted a membership as well. You're a legend, Colin. Thank you very much. Wigan are 18th in League One, says FPL Fozzie. That's not mid-table, you're right. Ving says, Beckenbauer just died, Mark. What do you think about it? Well, he didn't just die, because I tweeted about it about 3 hours ago, so he's been dead a while. Look, Beckenbauer's one of those players that makes me think of my granddad, and the reason I support Man United is my granddad, and I've said it before so many times. My gran used to pick me up from school a lot with my sister because my mum was working, so we'd go back to their house, and my granddad was a builder, and in the winter it would be dark, so he'd be home at the same time we finished school, so this sort of time of the year, and he'd have his VHS videos on, the story of Man United, etc. But he'd also have other videos about like the World Cup in 70 and 66. So I got to know about people like Sir Bobby and George Best and Dennis Law and the Busby Babes from Man United videos, but also got to know about the wider world of football and got to know about the Beckenbauer and the Germany team, etc. So he is a great of the game. We've sadly missed in Germany, but he is a great of the game. I would say he is their Sir Bobby Charlton to Germans, because obviously he won World Cups, didn't he? He won a World Cup as a manager as well. So an absolute great of the game, Beckenbauer. So it's a sad day for football. As Toy says, Trailblazer, football's lost another great one. Welcome to the Members Club, Curly. And we need to invest in more homegrown players with quality, then build around it. Most of City's are good enough. Most of ours are only here because they're homegrown. We can't sell them, says Michael. And Rashi obviously being told to shoot at every opportunity. Other forwards move from 6-yard box for rebounds. It's Eric Ten Hag's tactics, Mark, surely, says Jefferson. This is lovely play. Bruno should have passed again. Why are we shooting there? Rasmus plays him in. The first time pass to play Rasmus back in is there, and we take a touch and we have a fucking shot. Just pass it in back. It was a lovely bit of play there. Rasmus flicks it into Bruno, pass it in back, he's in. There's too much selfishness in this attack. Everyone wants a fucking goal. which isn't a bad thing if you score. Do you think Anthony's got a future in the team, says MJW? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I hope so, but, you know. 6 shots from Rashford tonight, followed by 4 from McTominay. They're far too greedy, says Rory. Would Eric Ten Hag do a better job than Potter in Brighton? I think Ten Hag would do a good job at Brighton. You know, managing Man United is different. Look, Bruno, pass it back there. Took a touch. Should have passed it. Hesitancy because people want to have the shot. Rich says he tried to pass it. Rich, get yourself down to Specsavers. If you're playing that pass, you play it first time. He took a touch. We ain't taking Rashford or McTominay off, and we bloody well shouldn't. Imagine if we took one of our first teamers off and then Wigan grow in confidence and get an equaliser. Jason, thank you very much for joining the... for gifting 5 memberships, Jason. Thank you very much. Garnacho reminds me of Best, says John. Well, I'll take your word for it. Brave of the Wigan player to take on Wan-Bissaka there. It's not a bad cross, to be fair. Not a bad cross. It seems like Rashi is having crap internet connection. Every time he gets the ball, he lags. Get this man a new router, says Carrie. Lee Berman, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for joining. Good work, Mark. I've had enough with sacking managers. I hope Ten Hag turns it around and stays long-term. Managers can't do much under this regime, says Salim. Look, I get, and we've not really had the Ten Hag chat tonight, have we? But I get the disappointment with Ten Hag. I get the questions about Ten Hag. I mean, bloody hell. I really think Binder should have played tonight. I don't really understand why McTominay gets picked all the time. You know, those are things that concern me about the manager. Those things seem a bit player power to me. McTominay has got a good reputation in the club. Is he scared to drop him? And Arna, you know, hasn't been dropped once and has cost us European football, and it's the FA Cup, so it's the perfect time to give your new goalkeeper a little bit of a run out. Is that player power? Those things worry me. On the flip side, look at the development of Mainu. Look at the development of Garnacho. Both have come on Ten Hag's watch. You know, I think Rasmus is a player that we can certainly build. And then you've got 3 really good young players. So I don't feel it's time, really. Goal kick. But, as I've said before, that's why I was so pleased about the FA Cup draw, because the FA Cup is massive. He's got to stay. I said this last night on the 8 o'clock show. He's got to stay in the FA Cup until at least April, which is the semi-final. Because if he goes out the FA Cup, imagine if we lost tonight. The pressure to sack him would be huge. Because you're out, that's it. There's no trophy this season. And we're not getting top 4. So he's got to stay. I accept his job is on thin ice. I think everybody has to do that. Of course you do. We've lost too many games for his job not to be on thin ice. There may well be mitigating circumstances. I certainly think there's a reason to wait till the end of the season. But if top 4 qualification is gone in March and we're out of the FA Cup in March, I think the decision gets made. I really do. I think he'll be gone in the summer. So if you want Ten Hag to stay, like I do, and see this project through, then you've got to stay in the FA Cup and start winning games in the Premier League. And if you want Ten Hag to go, then if he's out the FA Cup by March and he's out the top 4 race by March, he'll be gone. Come on, United, says Anthony Heath. Andrew's been a member for 20 months. He says, how good is Mainu? So composed when on the ball and mature beyond his years. Thank you, Andrew. Michael Mascots just gifted a membership. You're a legend, Michael. Thank you. And if we don't get a second soon, watch us slowly go deeper and deeper and get more and more nervous. Shots from every angle incoming, says Rory. Tottenham played at 8th tier Marine FC homegrown 2 seasons ago, so it's not a given that United will play at home, says Jameson. I hope we don't. I hope we don't play at home. When is Malacia and Mount back, says Dylan? I don't know, mate. I don't know. I think there are... Ten Hag is very secretive about his injuries, isn't he? A bit of a break in the play here because Varane caught an elbow in the face accidentally. Rubble says, would you rather change United's logo like City's modern-looking one or deciding to move out of Old Trafford to a new stadium named after the sponsor? Is that an either-or? Well, I'm not moving out of Old Trafford. So... Lee Berman says, I gifted Mark and have been a member for months. Thank you very much, Lee. You're a legend. Sorry about that. And I thought I recognised the name. I sometimes get mixed up. Casper, Rashford and Bruno play for themselves and are not good enough to get rid of these frauds. Keep real leaders like Casemiro and Varane, says Old Soul, wrong world. Salim says, good work, Mark. I've had enough of sacking managers, which we've said before. And Colin says, what is it with this team and the ability to miss the final clinical pass? Is there not a coaching issue? And gifted a membership as well, Colin, as well. Look, we've all been there. I have played for good teams at amateur level. I've played five-a-side. I've played down the local park. Football's a very simple game. The buzz you get when you bang a ball into the top of the corner, it's not going to be quite the same as having 50,000 fans cheering your name. But you know what it's like when you're in a rhythm. Have you ever been down the park or playing for your team on a Saturday afternoon or playing five-a-side and everybody clicks? One-touch passing, you're tearing people apart with tempo, etc. It's a lovely feeling, isn't it? It's a lovely feeling. And does that come from coaching? Not really. It doesn't come from coaching on a five-a-side pitch, does it? You know, what do you do? Send a WhatsApp saying, are we playing tonight? Let's pick the teams randomly. That's not coaching. That's ability. So, yes, coaches can say, I want you to play the extra pass. I want you to put the cross in the box. But is there a coach when you're playing down the local park? It's a natural thing. Football is instinct. You speak to Roy Keane, you speak to Paul Scholes. So much of football is instinctive. You can go through your drills, you can go through your passing triangles, but a lot of it is instinctive. And for some reason, for the last 10 years, Manchester United players have been unable to do what so many teams do naturally. They just can't string a few passes together. They can't play one-touch football. And I think that has to come down to technical ability. We've got some very, very good momentum players, I think, but we struggle with the technical side. Would you sell naming rights to Old Trafford to raise pounds, says Akash? No. No, I think that's... why should we sell naming rights when we've been giving the Glazers dividends for years? Opinion on West Brom versus Wolves in the FA Cup draw, says SJ. Well, it'll be tasty. Here's Garnacho. Is it common for people in the UK to hate on American supporters, says Jace? Well, no, shouldn't be. Here's Mainu. Nice ball. Now, what's Rashford going to do here? He's got to put the cross in. Gives it back to Mainu. Have a shot, lad. Have a shot. Oh, I thought it was going in bottom corner. See, even his shooting's efficient. Good interception by McTominay. Have a shot, Delo. Rashford, pass, Rashford, pass, Rashford, for fuck's sake, man. Why won't we pass? Why can't any of our players just play that final pass quickly? It's so frustrating. Everyone just it's like they get the ball in the position to play the pass and they go, I might want to shoot. Oh, I will pass now. You know, it's gone. It's that. This is what I'm talking about. I don't think you can coach it. It's football IQ. Like, it's that instinctiveness to play the pass quickly. Man City, David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden. Ping, ping, ping. I'm high, says Ed Robson, and Rashford is so arrogant, says Joe Hart. Maybe controversial, but Rashford needs to go. He's not been good enough at all, says Mark Kennedy. And Armin says, I don't get Eric Ten Hag tactics. Dello is drifting into the midfield to accompany Mainoo because McTominay's playing as a second striker. And as a result, Rashford is being left alone and he can't do anything, says Armin. Simon T, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Daniel says, how is Rashford on 350k a week? How did the club look at his overall career at United and not see that it was a one-off season? Love from Australia. Thank you very much, Daniel. Well, we've had 20 minutes of the second half. It's still 1-0. We just need this second goal. Get the game won. I mean, I think it is won, but Michael Talbot says, calm down, Mark. Michael, I'll do what I want, and you do you. We are shit at scoring goals this season. We are right near the bottom of the Premier League for goals scored and chances created. We've got a real problem scoring goals, and if you can't see that, remove your head from your arse, or whatever else arse it's up, and see the problem. I'm seeing the problem and getting frustrated with the problem. We get into multiple positions to play the final pass and virtually pass the ball into the back of the net, and we hesitate and mess it up. And we've been doing it for a very long time. And it's frustrating because we could be putting teams to bed. We could be scoring 4 or 5 goals. I can't put my finger on it, says SK, but it looks like we don't play with each other every week. Or is it actually football IQ? I think it's footballing IQ, SK. I don't think you can teach it. I don't think you can teach it because some of these players have been here for years and they just can't do it. They can't play that instinctive, almost first time pass. Calm down, it's only a commercial, says Jim. GP says the question is whether we should be waiting for these professional footballers to learn to pass. A blue whale weighs up to 4 tons, which makes it the second biggest pile of crap after Rashford, says Drew. Oh, that's harsh. We can't individualise it. You know, we can't individualise it. It's a collective. You play as a team. Now, McTominay surely will whip that cross in first time. No, he doesn't. He passes it backwards. And then Wan-Bissaka doesn't put the cross in. And now we're back on the halfway line virtually. We've just created the chance to whip the cross in. Marky Mark, when's the career mode coming? Hopefully tomorrow, Michael, on my channel. Garnacho, he'll put a cross in. McTominay, over the bar. McTominay's a scapegoat for people who don't understand football, says Stephen. Stephen, I never thought I'd say this, but I'd love to have a chat with you. Because if anybody who thinks McTominay's not good enough doesn't understand football, I'd love to know what you understand that everyone else doesn't. Calm down. Rashford lacks creativity, always delays and fakes. Secession. Oh, just wide. Rashford lacks creativity. He always delays and fakes until the ball goes out because he waits for an easy pass instead of trying a bit harder one. Secession. John says, if our default was to pass the ball first, we'd be 5 goals a game. When over, then the kids could come up. If our default was to pass the ball first, we'd be 5 goals up, and then the kids could come on. Then they can't. Then they can be selfish when it doesn't matter. There we go. Wigan are in. They're in here. It's all right. Mainoo's with him. They're in the box. Well done, Mainoo. My man of the match. My man of the match, Mainoo. He's covered the run there, and it's gone out for a corner. Your point is correct. These players won't pass it. They never did. They can't learn it. We need a fresh wave in this team. Patience for the next few years, says Vitor. Why isn't Eriksen and Ahmad and Anthony in? Also, why is McTominay called McSauce, says Armin. Anthony is ill. No, Anthony's injured. Eriksen's ill. And I think Ahmad's ill as well, Armin. How much was Ronaldo's wages when he was at United from 2004 to 2009, says Saeed. I don't know. And do you think having the option of Onana to pass to is detrimental going forward? Instead of taking a risk forward, we always pass back to him, says Dan. I don't think we were scoring a lot of goals with De Gea, though, were we? So I don't think there is a direct correlation to that. Good play. Mainu into Højlund. He's going direct. It's a weak shot on his right foot. Has there ever been an attacking player at United with a bigger drop-off performance-wise from one season to another than with Rashford, says Matthias? I don't know. I mean, Rashford had a bad season the season with Ollie and Ranić, a really bad season. Then he had an amazing season with Ten Hag, and then he's had a really bad half a season this season, hasn't he? So there's Blanc and Sir David Brailsford and David Gill. And is that Patrick Stewart next to him there as well? The dream team. Blanc doesn't look very happy, does he? Yeah, that's Blanc next to Sir David Brailsford. Delo's had a good game. Into Bruno. Oh, nearly. Bruno! Oh. Yeah, James, that's definitely Blanc next to Sir David Brailsford. Do we actually practice corners or set pieces, says Reese? I need to get the stats carousel running around here. Don't forget the podcast is out tomorrow morning as well. Goldbridge Saves Football will be out at 7 o'clock. Wigan are on the attack. Varane clears it away. 20 minutes to go here. Gill's not at United anymore, Rich, but he's always been involved since he left about 10 years ago to go and work for... Didn't he go and work for UEFA? Would you cash in on Rashford and get Eze and Oz Elise and give them Wan-Bissaka and get Frimpong, says Will? I'll tell you what, it'd be very interesting, wouldn't it? Get rid of Rashford and Wan-Bissaka and get Frimpong, Elise and Eze? No, I wouldn't actually, because you know what? You can't just do deals on paper. You've got to understand the personality of Frimpong. You've got to understand the personality of Elise. You've got to understand the personality of Eze. You've got to find out whether they've got weak mentalities, whether they can be consistent, whether they can step up. You've got to look at their injury records. So, no, I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, I'm going to do that deal, because I'm not going to do it blind. That's the problem that United have had for a long time. But if those three players had the potential to come into Man United and be consistent and work hard, then they're definitely talent, yes. I would love to see Ten Hag play some more of the under-21s. Mainu and Garnacho are a success. Why not try more and see if it changes the future, says Woz. Man United players have scoring bonuses. What do you expect, says Pete the Meat. And Daniel Luciano says, I really feel like Ineos moving Rashford on would be the biggest statement. The wages are insane and he's one of our most inconsistent players. Well, 20 minutes to go. Player ratings will be up soon. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. I mean, for me, it's Mainu, man of the match, and then probably Garnacho and Delo, the closest to him. He shoots again. If I speak. If you're not watching the game, basically, Rashford cut inside and tried to shoot from 35 yards. I saw it, AK. I saw it. And again, he could have crossed it with his left foot. He's cut it back to Bruno. Penalty. Giving it. Penalty. He's giving it. Penalty. Penalty to United. I think it is. He took a long time to look at this one. It's Anthony Taylor, so even I'm going, yeah, that's a penalty. It looks like a penalty to me. Let's have a look. It's a silly tackle. Yeah, it's a penalty. Stonewall catches his foot. I mean, Bruno's holding the wrong part of his foot, which doesn't help, but it's a penalty, 100%. I'd let Rasmus take it. You know, we've given Rashford a penalty for confidence. Why not let Rasmus take it? I'm not going to do a poll because we're on the United stand here, but I think it is a penalty because it's reckless and he catches him. The only thing I would say is Bruno's holding his ankle and it looked like it caught his foot. Sal Rashford, who will take on those wages, says Chris Day. Bruno's going to take this. Well, he can make some subs now, surely. 20 minutes, 15 minutes to go. Good penalty. 2-0. Man United through. Bruno happy with that. Loads of United fans there. Look, I mean, Wigan's ground looks like it's behind the goal at Dortmund. It's that steep. But yeah, 2-0 to Manchester United. Just strokes it into the bottom corner. Bruno, very good penalty. Job done, I suppose. Yeah, he's holding the wrong part of his foot, Bruno. He kicks the top of his toe and he's holding his ankle. He's holding his shin. Now, maybe that's the impact of kicking his toe is reverberated into his shin. Or maybe I'm talking absolute bollocks. But he is holding... I think it's a penalty, but he's holding the wrong part of his foot. I'm going to run a poll on it. People have said, let's have a poll because we can be generous because we're against Wigan. Was it a penalty? Yes or no? Get in the poll, live poll there. We have to build around Rasmus, Garnacho and Mainu, says Matt. I agree. And can you call my pals Henry and Hector bums, says Superflash. And we need to be blowing out teams like Wigan 3-0, says Constantine. I have to concede that a lot of people in the WhatsApp group for the United stand said 2-0 and I was like, boring, it'll be 4. It's a penalty by the law, says SK, but Bruno set that Wigan defender up like a kipper, says SK. Very, very clever. You could say it was very clever. Simon T, thanks for joining the members club. Get your badge in. Thank you very much. Why is an honor? Oh, well done, Johnny. Well done, Johnny. It's a very soft penalty. I think it's a penalty, like I say. I think it's a reckless dive in by the Wigan player, and Bruno saw it coming a mile off and could easily have stayed on it. Tell you what it is. I tell you what that penalty is. It's very, very similar to. It's very similar to the Jota and Diaz penalties that Liverpool got against Newcastle. Don't need to go down, but the contact's there and they're always going to get given, really. VAR would not have overruled that. Anybody who says, oh, VAR helped United out, VAR would not overrule that because they wouldn't see it as a clear and obvious error by the ref. He's had a good game there, number 17. I mean, I'm not saying he's good enough to play in the Prem, but he's had a good game. Would you be fuming if that was given against you? I would be fuming because I'd see an opposition player grabbing hold of their shin when he got kicked on the toe. That's the only thing that would piss me off. But I do think it's a penalty. I'm Legend has given a membership. Thank you very much, mate. You're a legend. And Rory says it's not a penalty. We'd all be ripping mad if that was given against us. I've got player ratings on the website, by the way. UnitedStand.com. got... 12 minutes to go. Here's Rashford. Can he get a bit of confidence? No. Can't get past his man. It's 50-50 on the penalty. Well, I've got to apply. I tell you what, I love this community. I absolutely love you because that is complete. I've got to applaud that. This is a United watch-along. We've just had a penalty to basically give us some breathing space. And you've gone 50-50 on it. So I applaud you for that. I applaud you for that. Honesty. Honesty in the chat. I'm on the side of it was a penalty. I just think that Bruno, grabbed the wrong bit of his foot. McTominay defends like the Sunday League uncle, says Jow. G'day, Mark. How you doing? Who's your man of the match so far, says James. I'd go with Mainu. Mainu, Garnacho, Delo have been my pick of the game so far. I think United would be better selling Rashford and recruiting better like Liverpool sold Coutinho, says Aidan. I don't think they'd ever sell Rashford, which in a way means we've got the wrong owners, doesn't it? Because nothing against Rashford, but if Ineos are refusing to sell people like Rashford, then they're no different than the Glazers. Why are you keeping him? Brand? I don't know. So nobody should be beyond being sold. I mean, we let Ronaldo go. So, because he's old. You know, we can't keep people on age. You got to keep people on ability. Here's Højlund into Garnacho. Not really a pass on there, and it breaks down. Who is United's most overrated player ever? Rashi, says Jay. Well, I think Alexis Sanchez says, hold my beer. Best paid player in our history. The fact that Rashford and McTominay have looked worse than some Wigan players is rather frightening. Surely Ten Hag can see it, says Toho. And who do you think's got the higher ceiling? Garnacho or Mainu, says Tony. Well, I've never been round their house, so I don't know. But no, I mean, the exciting thing is that there's a debate because I think Garnacho is massively exciting. And here's Rashford. Shoots when he should have crossed it. He just won't pass. That should be coming. I'd love to see this. I'm gonna rewind. Sorry, I won't see live action here. Right, so I'm watching this here. He can actually cut that across to. He can actually cut that across to Rashford, to Rasmus. Ooh, Garnacho. Garnacho's tearing it up in these last few minutes. Why isn't he making any subs, says David. Because, David, let me tell you this. When you are shitting yourself and you but there's a toilet in sight, what do? Do you stop and see if you're going to stop shitting yourself, or do you keep going for the toilet? He's heading for the toilet. He ain't going to change things. Even though we're going to win this game, he still will be thinking, what if we can get one more? What if we can get one? Although I'm now looking at it because he's making a sub. But he will pick our strongest team against Newport County or East Leigh because he'll be like, I cannot afford to lose in the FA Cup. He cannot afford to do it. Bruno just had a shot from the corner. I need to put the link for the player ratings in the chat. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. We've got the match reaction straight after this, of course. Thanks everyone who subscribed tonight as well. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. I don't know whether we've hit 810,000, but here's Garnacho again. Shoots again. Even Rasmus is saying, why aren't we putting the cross in there? It's the greed of the wingers that... I've got a few things I'm going to write about and talk about in the chat. Love your work, Mark. Makes every day better watching, says Killian Ferguson. Thank you very much, pal. If you're not aware of the next round of the draw, Man United will play away from home against Newport County or Eastleigh, who are both lower in the football pyramid than Wigan. So it's a cracking draw for us. And I think that game will be played on the weekend at the end of January, is my understanding. Yeah, I've dropped the link in the video description for player ratings. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, and put a star next to your man of the match. It's how it works. The Portuguese connection, yes. Both goal scorers Portuguese tonight, if you're interested in that sort of stuff. Up to you. Five minutes to go. It's been a good. I prefer the game without VAR. I'm very definitively against VAR. I'm sick of Rashford. He didn't even have an amazing season. Only 4 or 5 months. Ended the seasons poorly. Always said we should have cashed in on him, says Matt. Well, here he is. Might shut you up, Matt. Puts the cross in. McTominay lays it off. Bruno. Oh, should have scored there. Should have gotten it on target. Is Tickle man of the match? The goalkeeper for Wigan, says Jason. I don't care about Wigan. All due respect to Wigan. I'm here to watch Man United. But their keeper's done all right. I've been sitting on the fence with Rashford, but this game has finally made up my mind. He's got to go. I can't bear watching him anymore. So frustrating to watch, says Darry. And does Mainoo remind you of John Obi Mikel or Claude Makelele? He reminds me of neither. He reminds me of Kobe Mainoo. I don't like to say this player's like this, that player's like that. I think naturally you do see some things in people's games that make you think they're a little bit like that. But come on, Rasmus, have a shot. Have a shot. Gives it into Rashford. Give it him back. Fucking hell. Michael says, Rashford is selfish and our most overrated player. Time to sell. Garnacho comes off. Varane. Corner. Even the centre-backs are shooting. Well, United trying to get a third here. We can get 4. We can get 4. Pellistri puts a cross in. I think McTominay handled that. See, straight away, Pellistri. The thing I like about Pellistri is that his first instinct is to pass. to cross, to create. Should the FA Cup be VAR-less to bring the FA Cup magic, says Sam? I'd get rid of it. Lloyd says, the cut back to Højlund is on all the time and Rashford refuses it. Rashford is like Gandalf, you shall not pass, says Colin. But you know what? If Rashford isn't on the left wing and he isn't scoring goals, what is he? Because you can put Kylian Mbappe on the right wing. You can put Kylian Mbappe up front. You can put Mo Salah on the left wing. You can't put Rashford anywhere else other than the left wing. And if he doesn't score, what does he do? If you take away Rashford's goals last season, what does he do? Like, we moan at him for shooting, but really, what does he do if he doesn't score goals? Like, in some ways, we're moaning at him for trying to do the thing that makes him what he is. Is he just a one-dimensional goal scorer? Wigan putting a cross in here. Rashford never tries a little dink. It's always close your eyes and smash as hard as you can, even when he's trying to cross it, says Nick P. He symbolises the rot in the bloody football club. Overpaid, arrogant, and a brand player, says Zen. Sit at home and train. Rashford, cross the ball, says Joe Hart. We won't make top 8, says Marcus. We just don't have the players. Our wingers are greedy. They will destroy Rasmus. And Big Phil says, the frustration with Rashford is he's played up front and knows you need service, but won't get his head up. And Mohammed says, Rasmus is so unselfish. This is the third time he's passing to Rashford for a 1-2 and nothing. If he's at Liverpool, he would get along with Salah, says Mohammed. And Rashford's been greedy all game. It's very tiring, says Geordie. A lot of people... And Cyber Spider says, when we attack with fullbacks, Wan-Bissaka and Shaw are the only ones who first thought is to pass. I'd sell Rashford if I was to Jim to prove my seriousness. And Kieran says, why have United fans turned on Rashford? Remember, he used to be compared to Saka years back. And Tyler says, how rash he has this Mbappe-like power at the club without producing anything is beyond me. Selfish and body language is atrocious. Sell to PSG or Saudi. And then McManaman is related to a certain twat, says Vigo. I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. What worries me about Rashford is that he is losing favour in the fan base, and it's not easy to switch that on and off. And it surprises me because he's such a massive player. Player of the year last year. And he's just lost his way. It's mad, isn't it? You know, for many years, in the first few years of doing the United Stand, my favourite two players were Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial. And there's a tweet that I never deleted in about 2018 or 19 where I said, by the year 2023, we'll have two of the best players in the world. And I really believed it. I really believed in Martial and Rashford. And then Greenwood came along and I was like, fuck it now. We're going to have one of the best front threes in world football for 10 years. And it just shows you talent without hard work and consistency is nothing. And it's sad. It saddens me because Martial's about to leave for free and Rashford's career is nowhere near where I thought it would be either. And Mason Greenwood's at Getafe. So, yeah, it's... But you can't ignore it. You can't just say, well, I like the player, so I'm going to ignore it. You can ignore it for a little bit, but you can't ignore it forever. Ten Hag has instructed Rashford to play this way, says Showtime to win. Well, I don't think he has, because he played like this for Ollie. And it's not like he can instruct him to play any other way. He can't say, Marcus, stop shooting from distance and play like Jack Grealish. Pass and move, 1-2s, play between the lines. He can't do it. Is it just me, or is it, if a mid-table played versus Wigan, they would have won 4-0, says Merck. We should have beaten Wigan by more. Pato says Rashford's a good man. Thank you very much for the super chats tonight, by the way. We will be live with our match reaction straight after this. Get your player ratings in. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. And make sure you subscribe, by the way. I don't know whether we hit 910,000. We were about 10 away. So let me go back to that. I think Wigan will be very happy with this result. I think they'll be very, very happy with this result. 2-0 at home to Manchester United. One of the goals a penalty, which 50% of you said wasn't. I think they'll be very happy. United should have been 3-0 up at half time, but you know, I bet it's been an entertaining game for them to watch. Tevin says people come on here to target Rashi. Mate, grow up. If you can't live in a world with criticism, then you're going to really have a very sad life, mate. Rashford's not had a good game, and I like him. Rasmus has not had a good game, and I like him. Mark, I love the podcast. You and Will are amazing. We will struggle for top 4 this year, says Rob. Thank you very much, Rob. And the new episode of the podcast, Goldbridge Saves Football, on all podcast providers, out at 7 a.m. tomorrow. A new episode. Our episode tomorrow is basically about what each team in the Premier League top 10 needs to do in the January transfer window. So Man United are in there. No, I don't think it's been an entertaining game for Man United fans. I think for Wigan, they'd be quite entertained by what they've done. Dan Harding says, what's Scott McTominay done tonight? Well, I always like to tell you this sort of stuff statistically. You can find all this information on the OneFootball app. Download it for free through the link in the description or scan the QR code. But if I told you that in relation to passes on the ball, McTominay has made 31 passes, Bruno has made 71, and Mainu has made 65. So he's made half, not even half the passes that Mainu made. And if I told you that he's touched the ball less than Mainu and Bruno by a long way as well, you would probably have the description of a typical Scott McTominay midfield performance, where if he doesn't score a goal, he does fuck all, which is basically what we now know about McTominay. If he scores a goal, it's McTerminator. If he doesn't score a goal, he does nothing else. Would you sell Rashford, Mark? I would, says Reese. Too early for me to say that. Last time Rashford played this bad, he had problems with his back and carried on playing. Maybe it's a recurring injury, says Ed B. Anyway, I will join you on the match reaction in a moment. I think the player ratings are going to be very interesting tonight. How low will people go for certain players? How high will they go for certain players? I think there's 3 or 4 standouts for United tonight, and I think there's 2 or 3 who really didn't stand out. But yeah, Samir says you're just scared of Rashford. I'll tell you who's scared of Rashford. Watch the match reaction. You'll see who's scared of Rashford. I'll see you there in a minute. Don't lay the gauntlet down because I'll run it. Run the gauntlet.